All right, y'all. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And what I want to do in this video is address something that it's been lie. It's been a whole lie part of the Christian faith for a long time. For ever since it's been ever since it existed, and I want to address it to y'all. So as I see by the title of this video, talking about this book called A Divine Revelation of Hell, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. So let me also, cause I got the PDF of the book up, but I just want to show y'all exactly, like who wrote this book and everything. So let me see if let me just pull some images of it. So basically, this woman right here, her name is, you can't really see it for real, but I'm doing there. So her name is Mary Kay Baxter. Mary Kay Baxter, I guess you could say she a white woman, Edomite, right? And she made a whole book called Divine Revelation of Hell, basically where she said that she like just kind of give y'all a synopsis how in her book she talked about having some type of out of body experience to where Jesus personally himself showed her the what hell looks like, right? How hell is an existing place that basically like what Christians believe in is that when you die, you either go to heaven forever or you go to hell forever. And I'm gonna show y'all the flaw not only in that belief, but also the flaws in her book. And I'm not gonna sit here. I didn't do a whole, what I'm saying, session or the whole little like study session where I read the whole book and try to like, break down every little sentence. Like, no, because I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time reading a lot. Because for one, like the reason I'm doing this because of the fact that my mom and my grandma, like they both had this book a while ago. It was a while, like I think this book came out in like in the 1970s, or if I remember correctly. It came out somewhere around that time. So this book been out for a long time. It's been out for a long time. And my grandma had got a hold of it maybe somewhere around 10 years ago, somewhere around 10 years ago. And I think she gave it to my mama to read, and my mama also gave it to me to read. I obviously didn't like read the whole book, you know what I'm saying, but I read a good part of it. I read a good part of it, and it kind of describes what she said that hell was in the Bible. But let me show y'all something real quick, right? Let me show y'all something. So just if you just look at the contents, table of contents, and let you know like exactly how she described hell to be. So you got the left leg of hell, the right leg of hell, the belly of hell, cells of hell, heart of hell, right arm, left arm. Basically to make it seem like that hell is in the form of a body. You got the horns of hell. Just making it seem like that hell has the shape of a body, or like it's kind of like some type of figurative, whatever it may be, right? So I want to just, like I said, just go to a specific part of the book. I'm not even gonna go to, because I could, if I want to, I could easily play around with this whole book and show y'all how, every little detail that she explained was a lie. But I wanted to go to just a specific chapter, and because I could just by using a few verses, I can easily show you exactly how this book is a whole lie. Even though off the bat, like we already know that it's a lie, because if you're in the truth, you know for a fact that hell is not like a place that exists today. You know what I'm saying? It's not a place where you just go to, and burn forever, like Christians believe. But let me show you something real quick. So this chapter is called False Religion. And let me see. I think I have some notes on it. Let me see. If I remember, I had some notes on it. If I remember correctly. So let me see real quick. Slack, y'all. But basically, so you go chapter 21 right here. Like I said, false religion, and you go to paragraph 2, right? So I'm not gonna just really just talk about this hell, but I want to get into like also a few other lies that was told. You know what I'm saying, in this book, right? And this whole book is a lie, but because some people don't really have the truth, and since it includes the Bible, Like it may include some things that you heard from the Bible, and since it's from the Bible, or it's true. But people don't understand that you got to actually break down the Bible, and you can't just really just take what you hear. Just because somebody used the Bible don't mean that they're telling the truth. Just because I'm saying that again because I kind of stumble over my words. Just because somebody using the Bible doesn't mean that they're telling the truth, right? Because a false lie can be easily accepted if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? You could easily take the Bible and flip it and make it sound good. And that's what a lot of Christians do. They make it sound good. They basically, get you attached to their religion, to their doctrine by emotions, basically. However, if they can, emotionally touch you, then that's how they get you. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's how it is for like almost a lot of religions. Sometimes it may be emotional, maybe mental, it may be spiritual. It's a lot of things. Like it's mainly spiritual, but for Christians and everything, Christianity, it's emotional. It's very emotional. It comes down to your emotions and how they get you to feel. It's all about feelings for the Christians. How they get you to like be in the Holy Spirit, whatever. But all that stuff is a lot. But this is kind of like get to the whole topic, right? So in chapter 21, and ironic, it says false religion in chapter 21. But this is what it says right here, right? So it reads, then I heard Jesus say, my people should love one another and help one another. So of course, it was, a commandment for given to if you know that, Jesus, his people, he was talking to Israelites for one. When he gave them those two greatest commandments to love, love your neighbor and also like, love the Lord thy God. Like everybody knows, well, not everybody, but we know for the people who are in the truth, for a fact he was talking to the Israelites. And it is true that, it was said in the Bible that we should love one another, right? But if like I said, if you know the context, he's talking to Israelites. But that's not the whole point, right? This is what I wanted to address, right? I want to address that. Y'all, this read it. It says they must. So what she's saying is she is saying that Jesus said this to her. They must hate sin and love the sinner. They must hate sin and love the sinner. And the reason why this is so problematic is because of the fact that the Bible is contrary to this belief. If y'all know what I'm talking about, there is a belief out there, especially like within the Christian faith, that God hates sin and not the sinner, right? There's a belief out there, and it's been for a while, that God hates sin. He hates sin, but he doesn't hate the sinner, right? So they're trying to push this doctrine out there that we should just love the people who sin, but hate sinner. I mean, we should love the sinner, but hate sin, basically, right? Which it sounds good, but it's false according to what the Bible says, right? Let me go to Psalms real quick. Let me show you in the Bible how God said himself that he hates sinners. Let me show you. So Psalms 4, it's like Psalms 5:4. So it reads, for thou art not a God that have pleasure in wickedness. He doesn't have pleasure in wickedness. He don't like wickedness at all. He hates it, right? That just gives you, just a warm up to what he's really going to say, right? So he said, neither shall evil dwell with thee, right? So in Psalms 5:5, it says, the foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. So saying that God, he hatest all workers of iniquity. So what is iniquity? We all know that iniquity is sin, wickedness, right? We all know what that is, right? But what is a worker? Is a worker a person? Is a matter of fact, let me say it like this. Is a sinner a person? A sinner is a person that does sin, right? So same thing with this context, workers of iniquity are people who sin, basically. A worker is a person. So what is being said right here is that God, he hates people who sin. Simple as that. So to sit here and try to put this belief out there that, oh, we must hate sin but love sinners. God hates the sin, not the sinner. That's false. That's false. It goes against the Bible that we all read. The same Bible that you read, you're pushing the false doctrine, and you got that for somebody else. There's nowhere in the word where it says, like, it's the fact that a lot of y'all make these statements that it's not in the Bible. Only God can judge me. Once saved, always saved. Love the sinner, but hate sin. Like all these statements that y'all say, it sound good and it's very quotable, but it's false though. Anybody can make a lie sound good. That's why the Bible talks about how the enemy, like their words are very smooth. They know how to get you with their words, basically. They're very conniving and they're very like, like they're wise as a serpent, but they're very like serpent-like. They know how to get you, just like how that serpent in the garden got Eve. The same way he's getting, a lot of people nowadays by getting them to think that this doctrine is real when it's not. It goes against the Bible. But I just want to address like that specific part in terms of how that's just one lie. That's just one lie in this whole book of lies. You know what I'm saying? But now I want to go down to this chapter, not this chapter, but this part right here. So it's kind of like the last sentence, like this part right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start right here. So it says, while there was no fire in sight. So for one, she's saying that there is a part of hell that has no fire. For one, she's saying that there is a part of hell that has no fire. Just pay attention and just see how much of an issue this is without even me bringing up a verse. For one, there's an issue within this without me bringing up a verse. For one, right? But look, she said, while there was no fire in sight, even though I thought hell was a place where everybody will be burning forever, but according to her and what Jesus happened to show her, that there was a part in hell that had no fire, right? So while there was no fire in sight, I knew that this was a part of hell, for a dead flesh fell from the bones of the people there and then grew back really fast. So what she's saying is that there's a part in hell where there's no fire in sight, and basically there are people who have their flesh falling off their bones, but it grows right back on. It falls off, goes right back on, and it's like it just sounds stupid. It's people really believed in this, and people not even just believed. People believe in this currently. People believe currently in this book, mainly Christians. But let's continue. So she said, death was everywhere, but the people did not seem to notice. They were deeply engrossed in conversation. So I'm gonna show y'all why this is a problem. How she's saying that, for one, there was a part in hell where there was no fire, and there was people just literally just standing there having conversations, right? And then to make this matters even better for her, not even better but even worse, she's saying that Jesus is basically like condoning, basically saying like, okay, trying to urge her to like, okay, let's hear what they're saying, trying to get Jesus involved in this, like Jesus was really involved in this whole revelation thing, right? Jesus said, let's listen to what they're saying, right? So first of all, let me show y'all why this is a problem. Let me show y'all why this is a problem, right? So let me go to, and I'm gonna go to Bible Hub and get the different translations. So let me show you something real quick. Let me show you all this real quick. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10. Like I said, you can go to different translations, but translation you can go to. I'm gonna go to the King James verse, and then I'm gonna go to the ESV real quick. But the King James says, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest." Right. And also, let me go to the ESV verse ESV. So the ESV says this. ESV, where's it at? I know ESV. Where's the ESV? The ESV usually right. I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Oh, here you go. I'm tripping. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. So the ESV says, "Whatever your hands find to do, do it with your might, for there is no work or thought or knowledge or wisdom in Sheol to which you are going." So, first of all, let me show you what that word Sheol means. Let me matter of fact go out real quick. Sheol. Show you what that word means. All right. Now Sheol has many different, meanings to it, but let me show you what it means. So it says Sheol, it means underworld, grave, hell, pit, right? So basically, it could represent hell, could represent the grave, could represent, all that stuff, right? So basically, like, this is when you die. When you die, this is the place that you go, right? To Sheol, basically. So keep this in mind, right? It's saying that in Sheol, or in quote unquote hell, right? That there is no work, there is no thoughts, there is no knowledge, and there is no wisdom in Sheol. So basically, in Sheol, like when you're in this in Sheol, or hell, underworld or grave, whatever you want to call it, you can't do none of these things, right? So why in the hell is she sitting here trying to convince people that there was people having a whole conversation in hell? You can't do anything in hell, basically. There's no work, no thought. You won't even think to even speak. You won't even have the knowledge of where you even at. You won't have the knowledge of anything at all. So how are you able to have a whole conversation? She's saying that in hell, people was having a whole conversation. And listen to what they were saying. Let's hear what they were saying in this conversation, right? Look, it said, one man said to another, "Did you hear about this man, Jesus, who came to take away our sin?" Another responded, "I know Jesus." "How do you know Jesus when in Sheol you have no knowledge of anything?" How do you know Jesus if in hell you won't have any knowledge? Knowledge, no, that's literally what it is. Knowledge is to know something, right? So how do you have the knowledge of Jesus when it said in the Bible that in Sheol, or in hell, when you die and everything, that you won't have knowledge of anything at all? What the hell is she talking about? So the fact that this whole book, like, this is just one lie. Well, not lie, but like, another lie in this whole book of lies. And the fact that she's been having people believe in this whole entire book. Had my mama and my grandmother read this whole book and really believe that this is true. When all she did was just take some verse from the Bible and use it to her advantage to gain money off of it. Because that's what Christians do. Because let me show you this verse real quick. Hold up. Let me show you this verse. Use of edifying. Let me show you something real quick. All right. So Ephesians 4:29. This is what Christians do every single weekend, every single day, every single second, every single minute. This is what they do. So the Bible says, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers." So this verse is basically saying, like, when you go into that word corrupt and look at what it means. Let me just show y'all right now. Might as well show y'all, but let me show y'all what the word corrupt means. So corrupt, it means having or showing a willingness to act dishonestly in return for money or personal gain. So basically, what Ephesians 4:29 is saying is, don't sit here and preach lies to people so that you can receive money for it, so that you can receive anything for it, but only speak to edify the people about the truth. That's why it says, but that which is good to the use of edifying. Edifying basically means to, inform you or reveal something to you, reveal the truth to you, right? That's basically what it means. So a lot of Christians want to sit there, and even Christians use this verse to say that, oh, you can't cuss. Cussing is bad. They say, oh, cussing is corrupt communication. But I just broke down what the word corrupt means, letting you know how this goes against your doctrine, and you're literally living what this word is saying to not do. Literally. how everything in this entire book, and not just everything in this entire book, but everything that y'all Christians preach, and y'all wonder why I'm always on Christians' head so much. It's because of the fact that y'all preaching lies. Everything that y'all preach is not truth. There is little to no truth in your doctrine and what y'all preach. Just because you use the Bible don't mean you know something. Y'all use the Bible for the wrong things. For what? Personal gain. Like the word corrupt says. For money, personal gain. Telling people every Sunday to give them 10% of your tithes and offerings. When tithes and offerings is not even money, it's food according to the Bible. Then you want to sit there and say that, oh, the law is done away with, but tithes and offerings is a part of the Old Testament law, but it's done away with though. How is that the only law that's not done away with? If you say that the whole law is done away with, then it should be the whole law, including tithes and offerings. But every Sunday you want people to give you money. This don't make no sense, bro. Like I said, Christians, they wonder why I be on their head. Because y'all lying. Y'all lying. I can't sit here and let nobody just lie on the Bible. If this is the holy word, if this is what we go by, if this is what we believe in, then you got to make sure that you're preaching the truth. If this is what we believe in. And not just what we, but like literally like the whole world damn near. Literally there's a like, you know, very large demographic of people, damn near almost, like I said, almost the whole world believes in this Bible or even made note of the Bible and use the Bible as a way to, you know, find truth, right? And the fact that y'all taking the Bible and flipping it and telling people lies, including what hell is, saying that, oh, when you die, you go to hell forever, or you either go to heaven forever or go to hell forever. Now let me show y'all how that's an issue, right? Let me show y'all how this is a huge issue according to what the Bible says, right? Look, so we go to John 5:28-29. So anybody knows about this? If anybody knows about this talking about the resurrection of, you know, the judgment. Basically, when you die, either you're gonna be okay. Matter of fact, let me rewind real quick. Let me rewind. First, I'm going to Ecclesiastes 12:7 to show you exactly what happens when we die, right? So Ecclesiastes 12:7 says, let me zoom in a little bit so y'all can see it for real. So then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. So when it comes down to us dying, our flesh goes back to the earth, but our spirit goes right back to God. Where is God? God's basically, he's in heaven, right? So literally, when everybody dies, they go to heaven, awaiting judgment. Basically, they're awaiting, you know, the actual, like, you know, the final judgment, to where, like, you know, Christ is going to return to judge everybody, or they're just waiting on, you know, them to either be regenerated back on the earth and to live out, I guess, the judgment of their past sins. That goes into a whole different concept of regeneration, but I'm not getting to that, you know, for this topic. But the whole point is that when you die, this is what happens. They sit here and try to tell you that when you die, you go to heaven. I mean, you go to heaven or hell. Like hell is an existing place right now, but it's not. When they said that God created everything, it didn't say that it didn't say that he created the heavens and the earth and hell. It didn't say that. There is nowhere in the Bible where it says that God created the heavens and earth in hell. Hell does not exist right now in terms of it being like an actual place that, you know, is basically where the devil is waiting for us to you know, come to him. That's false. But let me get back to this whole thing. So y'all get the point that when you die, basically your soul returns back to God in heaven, awaiting judgment. So if you go to John 5:28-29, right, it kind of elaborates on, you know, the resurrection of the dead, and also in reference to the end times, right? In terms of how in terms of Judgment Day, right? And this video is also kind of like, you know, letting you know what Judgment Day is, because it's not only just letting you know what hell really is, but what Judgment Day really is. The Judgment Day is kind of like Judgment Day includes hell, if that makes sense to y'all. and I'm gonna do a whole, because I'm not gonna like do a whole breakdown, but I got a Zoom meeting that I'm gonna do next week, next Saturday, and if y'all want to join that Zoom meeting to where I break down everything about hell, then you can join that Zoom meeting. I can break down Judgment Day, break down what hell is. I'm gonna break down all that stuff. So I'm gonna make sure that y'all get edified and to the max. This video is just kind of like a prelude to what's to come, right, in that Zoom meeting. So like I said, in John 5, this is kind of like talking about Judgment Day, like the Judgment Day where Christ's going to return back on the clouds and everything and judge everybody, right? So John 5:28. So it says, "Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in the which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice." So basically, everybody that is dead, right? Everybody that's dead is basically awaiting this judgment. Everybody that's dead. Oh, my fault. So then it says in verse 29, "And shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation." So letting you know that there's a distinction between the two resurrections. How you got some people who's going to be resurrected and receive a good judgment or a bad judgment, right? So Christians, explain this to me. If when you die, you either go to heaven or hell forever, meaning that you'll never leave, then why is there a resurrection of the death of good and evil? Why? How is this possible? How is this resurrection possible if when you die you go to heaven or hell forever? That's what I thought that's what happens, right? So you're telling me that if you die, if you're in hell, what he's going to do is that he's going to take you back out of hell just to put you right back in it, or like what's going on? And y'all see the flaws in that, right? Y'all see how dumb that sounds. He's going to take you, if you're in heaven, he's going to take you out of heaven to judge you. And it's like, that don't make no sense. If you go to heaven or hell forever, when you die, that means that you never leave. So no one should have to take you out of it at all to judge you for anything. So y'all Christians is liars, lying on the whole Bible and giving out these false doctrines and having my people, specifically, my people, believe in this lie. And it don't make sense. But like I said, I got a whole Zoom meeting coming soon. Like I said, coming in the next week on March 5th. I got all the details and everything. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I'm going to be talking about Gentiles. I'm going to be talking about heaven and hell. I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff, and really, really breaking down exactly what hell is and everything, just so the audience can understand. And if y'all want that Zoom link, I'm gonna put it in the description. Where I'm gonna give you the time, the date. I'm gonna even put my Instagram in there, my Instagram on the in the description, so y'all can go to my DMs and everything, and maybe hit me up, and I'll give you all the information, the topics we're gonna do, and let you know exactly like how it's gonna go down. Kind of just giving you just an idea of what's gonna happen if you're new to these Zoom meetings, right? But hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. That's really all I got for y'all. Until next time, I love y'all. Peace and shalom.